All right, hello everyone. Today we're going to go over how to decide if your tariff dummy is a 1 or a 0. 1 indicating that it is affected by tariffs, and 0 meaning that it is not affected by tariffs. So let me share my screen real quick. Let's share. Okay. So just like before you open up your Excel sheet, make sure you install Office add-ins right here. Same process, install, okay, close, because it resets every time. So on column K, you see tariff dummy. I put 1 here as a placeholder, but to decide if it's a 1 or 0, um, we have to use Bloomberg. And for that, I will show you. Let's close Excel. Okay. Let me share the right screen now. This one, share. Okay. Hopefully we are on the correct screen. So the function we're going to use to determine if we are affected by tariffs or not is going to be mainly SPLC and BRC. BRC will show the reports uh, regarding the tariffs. And if it mentions the word tariffs, I recommend bookmarking it, reading through it, and then determining from the report if it's affected by tariffs or not. For me personally, I already have the background in my head. I know that Trump already enacted tariffs on Taiwan, and Taiwan is a major manufacturer of chips, and NVIDIA buys majority of all their chips from TSMC, because TSMC is highly specialized in making semiconductors. Now, if we look at SPLC on TSMC, on the right side where it says customer, these are all the companies that buy from TSMC. And right here, NVIDIA, cost of goods, 32.81%. 32.81% of the revenue is used to buy from TSMC. So I already know, so Taiwan is affected by tariffs, and that goes down to NVIDIA. Now, let's go to, well, let me just do it again. So type in BRC, and you'll get document search research BRC. Click on that. It'll load a bunch of documents relating to NVIDIA. The document type is on the right side, has Wells Fargo, Bloomberg Intelligence. It even has ratings: buy, hold, sell, whatever, and the date it was posted. I already bookmarked one. It says tariff risk may reshape semiconductor demand. Let's click on that. Or okay, let's just skim through the document and see what we can gather from this information. Okay. China tariffs revive focus on U.S. chip fabricator exposure. China retaliatory tariffs will likely have far-reaching impacts based on our analysis, with duties on chips manufactured in the U.S. directly affecting companies like Intel, Texas Instruments, and lesser extent Qualcomm. So fabless providers like NVIDIA remain insulted for now. The move highlights renewed risk for U.S.-based manufacturing. We maintain our view that future escalation from China is more likely to target mature node U.S. production, semi-production. Right here, tariff risk may reshape semiconductor demand. While semiconductors are exempt from new tariffs, we believe most will face indirect pressure from demand destruction, as chips are assembled into final products through global supply chains. AI-focused companies such as NVIDIA appear the most insulted, supported by enterprise demand, CSP-driven AI buildouts, and low price elasticity. By contrast, analog and consumer semiconductors exposed to PC, handsets, autos, and industrials may see more disruption. So this is pretty much just telling me, yes, NVIDIA will get impacted from all these tariffs. And there's more like graphs and data here. Let's see if we can zoom in. All right, and right here it shows the exposure, 13%, 24%, and U.S. tariff impact, indirect tariff impact on demand. It says low. But I would still put a 1 for that because NVIDIA is going to be affected. But scroll down, medium, medium. Yeah. So from that, we determined that yes, NVIDIA is impacted by tariffs. You put a 1 here. Nice. What else? The sensor might face limited demand disruption from tariffs, given their exposure to enterprise buyers with lower price sensitivity. What else? We got more graphs here you can look at. It also mentions tariffs and petrol auto, our projects, right? Industrial, minerals. Um, U.S. tariffs and China's retaliation could weigh on makers of analog semiconductors exposed to industrial, auto, and consumer markets. Demand destruction in these cyclical, price-sensitive sectors might pressure sales and margins. By that, I think they're just saying more expensive to produce, more expensive chips, more costly to train their AI. Still, inventory and margins are near troughs. Actually, let's check how much NVIDIA's business model can be attributed to AI. We can actually check that using the function FA, financial analysis. And let's see, we have income statement, we have balance sheet, we have display cash flows templates, the ratios. But to check for the amount of the revenue from the products, let's see. I'm gonna try to find it. Here it is on segments. We have gaming, professional visualization, data center. I believe data center is essentially AI. But as you guys probably know, you gamers out there, NVIDIA, before all this AI shenanigans, has been predominantly a gaming company. They focus a lot on computer graphics. They still are to this day, but as you guys probably know, the majority of their revenue is from selling their big computers to train AI to other companies. And they get these chips from TSMC, which is why I mentioned it, from SPLC, and showing the cost of goods as well. But as we look in 2018 onward to 2025, 56% to 8%, that's an insane drop in revenue percent from gaming. But if you look to data center, it's 88% now. We went from 19 to 88. That just shows how much AI has grown over the past few years. And it's projected to go up even more to 185,000 times a million. It's a million, so keep in mind for that. I actually didn't know some of the revenues in automotive. It's interesting. It's slowing down though, but yeah, you can check financial analysis to check on the how much to gauge how much tariffs will impact them depending on the industry. So semiconductors, AI, yeah. So that's how you pretty much decide uh, if it's a 1 or a 0, if it's a yes or no for your Excel sheet, for your cross sectional Excel sheet on the. But if you want to refer back to the instructions for crafting your tariff dummy, go to beta 1, crafting your tariff dummy in the OneDrive, and everything should be here. There's also alternative ways to verify if it's impacted by tariffs. Like I just mentioned, equity research reports, BRC. There's company filings and company overview. We just checked FA, so actually let's go to FA again and look under risk or management. I think that'll be interesting. Where do you find that though? Let's try to figure that out. Let's see. We refer back to the document. Risk or management. Risk or management. I'll check back with that later, but that's pretty much how you check if that company is affected by tariffs within your chosen industry you're looking at. Um, but yeah, as it says here, high impact dummy equals 1, explicitly acknowledges increased costs due to tariffs, mentions materials, and quantify. So keep those three things in mind when checking through the reports. Make sure each checkbox is checked off. A low or no impacts is 0. Minimal or no explicit mention of tariffs. Implicit considered immaterial in disclosures. And yeah, so that's it for today's video. This one is just over how to decide if it's a 1 or 0 for your tariff dummy. It's pretty much a switch, yes or no, for a regression. But yeah, see